double check that J after you do a sound checks. Can you look at that Elroy? Elroy Jetson. It's crazy how there's that wide of a spectrum. You know what I'm saying? Between the regular hood Elroy and Elroy Johnson. I mean Jetson. You know
Jetson, yeah. What was Craig them last name?
Who, Craig?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Was it Mr. Johnson?
Yeah, it was.
So it was Craig Johnson?
Yeah.
Yeah, Elroy Johnson.
Elroy Johnson. See, yeah, big difference between Elroy Johnson and Elroy Jetson.
Oh, huge difference.
Ridiculous.
Only you.
But they're both Elroys.
You ain't lying.
It's crazy.
You ain't lying.
Which one would you... Damn, that's a topic. Hey, are we rolling already?
I'm rolling on my camera and the main camera.
Okay.
I just never flipped it. Let me flip it.
Yeah,
Continue though. What would you say?
I'm saying, like, what would you rather... This is a question for you, El, because what y'all don't know, El, if y'all see him in the streets, y'all can't call him that.
Should I zoom in a little?
Only a nigga like me, for real. Really, I'm number one.
Really? Y'all niggas, none of y'all can call me Elroy. Let's start there.
You see what I'm saying?
Elroy ain't got nothing to do with me.
You see
y'all
what
be saying that, it ain't got nothing to do with me.
That's what I'm saying. You see, so audience, you see what I'm saying?
No.
That's
No idea what the hell is going on.
So my question to you, LP.
I don't care what y'all talking about. Y'all not talking about me. When you talking about Elroy.
What question?
So do what y'all please.
We said you was the first to know about Elroy.
Yeah,
on both ends. Yes, you was.
You was.
But what's that Uncle Derek? Uncle Derek know about the Jetsons first.
Listen, let me ask him the question. Listen. Now, in a hypothetical world where you was okay with being called Elroy, but also not okay with, you know what I'm saying? It's two, like, you 50-50. And I know you. That's this. Not in this realm. Not you.
In all realms, all the 9 realms.
Which side? He's trying to get in on this side.
Yeah. Okay, that's why I can't. Oh no, I ain't pressed record yet.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, that one recording.
That
Yeah.
was recording. Mine's recording. Just if you could double check. Cause I don't know how that would need to be zoomed in.
No, cause that camera good enough for me.
Dude said so on the.
He said not real.
No, on none. On no spectrum.
I'm like,
Zero. Not
I'm like, so it's like there's no world where you would rather be called one Elroy versus the other. Like if your name was Elroy, would you rather be associated with Elroy Johnson or Elroy Jetson? I feel like I got my answer. For me personally, what I would choose. What would you choose? The way you just looked at me.
Yeah, me.
Like this has nothing to do with me. Still.
Nothing to do with you. This is a group question. It's just your time to answer.
I don't even know the first Elroy.
You don't know Elroy Johnson? Like this is Elroy. I feel like Elroy Johnson is just a hypothetical name for all Elroys in the hood.
Oh wait a minute.
Yeah.
You didn't stereotype Elroy Johnson. What's that? Okay, so hold on, see, because I don't even know his characteristics yet. So
I mean, when you think of like when you say don't ever associate me with no Elroy, are you talking about Elroy Jetson or are you talking about Elroy Johnson? You know what I'm saying?
Johnson
and Jetson
and Jackson.
I'm talking about Jetson. Though. You know what you know what I mean when I say Jetson.
Nope.
Jetson is in the Jetsons, the TV. Can y'all see this nigga face, man?
Bro, listen.
Yes.
Can we go on with the show?
This is the show. Because Elroy Jetson was really a legend, really a smart dude.
Yeah, he was.
Really a monumental, pivotal. You set up your live yet?
I mean, I don't think I'm gonna do it.
Damn.
I ain't got no juice, really.
Oh,
I thought he was about to say
And
Ram.
then I can't set it up, so
it won't go to the side. The side won't look right.
it didn't go to the side. You know what? Okay, that was because I was on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
It's Facebook.
Facebookles.
But we can.
Is your mic working?
Is mine low?
Mic check 1 2.
I mean, yours.
Mic check.
Yeah, your shit.
1 2.
Yeah. I think yours is. Yep. All right, hey. So we starting the show.
Welcome in.
And look, if y'all caught any of that, man, that's a question for y'all, bro. For real. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know what my answer is. And there's no shade to your regular Elroy X because, you know what I'm saying, niggas is cool too. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like on the, you know, if we putting the two together, like, man, my nigga was flying cars. Let's
Building machines.
Let's, you know what I mean? Like, what is there to talk about? You know what I'm saying?
What is there to talk
It's
about?
2024. We just not getting there. But anyway, welcome
What's
to
up, peeps?
welcome to the spot where it's hot. What do we usually say here?
Welcome to the Cypher.
The hyper.
The Humbler.
The Humbler.
Podcast, everybody. And I'm your host.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? AJ, Coach Smith, with my other hostesses.
Exactly. That's me.
Jamar James, the philanthropist.
What's good, guys?
And the world-renowned scholar,
The scholar.
Uncle LP's.
The big wig.
You know what I'm
man.
saying?
Hey man, what's your name on Facebook?
Who name?
Is that me?
Yeah, it's J-Bar, ain't it?
Yeah.
That's one of them. Jalen Too Smooth, too, is another.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jaylon. Because you know you can't spell my name.
I know. I be really tearing it up. For real. Okay. Yeah,
Setting up
y'all, let's get
alive. Setting up alive with
it. You know what I'm saying?
Uncle L's.
So
man,
let's start it off. How y'all been doing around this mug? What's been the humbling experience of, you know what I'm saying, this session versus the last session?
Shoot, mine has been the same for the most part.
What's the same?
Just, you know what I'm saying, just not as necessarily going with the flow, but understanding that the principles of life, man. You get what you put in, bro. You get out what you put in.
You get what you give.
You get out what you put in, bro. You put in the work to be successful in certain areas of your life, and you know what I'm saying, and getting things in order. You putting in the work to do that, not just, I hope things get in order.
You better put in that work.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you better
Straight
put
up.
in that work.
So,
Yeah,
if
man.
I can remember from the last pod we did, if that was my same little humbling experience.
Yeah, I mean, hey, we got to keep track of it. That's why you got to watch the episodes every once in a while, man.
Definitely got to watch
Yeah,
film of
you don't
yourself.
you don't never go watch, man.
I've watched.
You gotta
up
chill
to
and go watch some
episode
things,
4.
man.
I gotta go back.
I think what we on 14, 15? I think we're like close to
14, I
Is
would
that what it
say.
is?
I think
I
it's
could be
like
lying.
15 or something like that. I really got to start paying attention because we got to get serious, and we got to get some guests on the show too. At some
We
point.
do, man.
Yeah, we gonna build
We
it up.
do.
You know, we go. Like I said, once I get done doing what I gotta do, yeah, we're gonna build everything up.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start getting that started. But yeah, like you said, man, you get what you give. What is faith without works? Am I right?
Yeah,
Am I right?
yeah. That's the way it gotta go. You hear me?
Straight up, man. I guess.
What you got for us today, man?
Well, I mean, you got a humbling something. What you been on? This or that? Should I go next? What you wanna do?
Spill the beans.
I'm
Not
not
too
gonna
many.
spill no beans just yet.
No, we
Okay.
can't spill too much.
But what I will say is that what I am learning in this season is limiting your accessibility to other people, like being too much available for people all the time, to the extent that whatever ambitions that you have, are not being processed. You see what I'm saying? Or you're not
Right.
being productive in that area. Because when does when do people become a distraction? And why would they become a distraction? They become a distraction because somewhere in you feel accountable for them in some type of way.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. I can see that.
That element is definitely present, and that could be a good thing. But that's why I asked the question: when does it become a distraction? Because just because somebody's calling on you doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. It's just all about the timing.
And I mean, I wouldn't say feeling obligated, but having that feeling about you to where you like, I mean, I'm gonna be there if I can. Ain't bad either.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I think that answers the question though, because if that's the standard, then when you end up having to go out your way, you know what I'm saying, or when it's detrimental, I guess, you know what I'm saying, to whatever cause you really supposed to be being called to.
That's right. That's my whole point. So there has to be a line in the sand, right? Or when it's too much, you got to know the balance of that. So you know the difference of when it's a distraction and when you actually doing the work of God, basically. Because I'm basically trying to live off God's principles, which is to be there for other people.
Right.
So that I may build character while I'm doing that, But at the same time, there are certain people that do come in your life, and you're gonna have to know the difference.
Yeah,
because
man.
Because there's even a help when you say no.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely. Listen, hey.
Yeah.
Audience.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm high. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Not a lot.
Not a whole lot.
You know what I'm saying? I'm right here. You know what I'm saying? I could be. This some places I could be. But you said it right there though.
No,
because
seriously,
it's
man.
definitely been like, I think we had that conversation on one episode before where it was like, sometimes you gotta let people bump their head.
Yeah, yeah. Because you could be actually trying to play God at that moment.
Right.
Because your giving might be feeding their ego. Think about that. Sometimes there's a giving and they might be thinking like, yeah, you're supposed to give this to me. You know what I'm saying? They taking it all in pride.
Right.
You feeding their ego instead of it actually being a situation where that person might be really down and out and really just need somebody to help them.
Yeah, or you feeding their laziness.
Yeah.
All types of
all type of stuff. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've seen a thing where there's a relationship and the man is very helpful to the woman to the extent that she becomes lazy.
It's typical.
That's possible.
I've seen it a lot the other way around.
The other way around too.
So crazily. Like I feel like, man, that's one of them. We getting into a topic.
Yeah, because
when a man finds a woman that's, and we talked about that.
Right.
Where it was like, it depends on the type of man, and it also depends on the type of woman, of course.
Absolutely.
But I think a lot of the, not even just younger generation, I think young men, you know what I'm saying? When you're young, you get the coochie, you got that saying it's yours, you know what I'm saying? She doing different things for you, maybe potentially. Gives you this feeling of security.
Yep.
It's boosting your ego in so many
ego
ways.
going out the roof and start getting beside yourself, you know.
And I mean, like, niggas is sitting around not really doing nothing.
Not being productive, exactly.
And yet still getting that dopamine shot and that reassurance. And that makes a lot of men for a long time not get shit done.
Yep.
And be lazy.
And look up and life and pass you by and everybody around you and grew except for you.
Yep.
Because I think that is the result of boys being raised only by when a woman is there, to the extent that they're psychologically too dependent on a woman because their mother always been there for them. Because mothers show that nurturing, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, can
Yeah.
really, 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 make a child feel, what's the word I'm looking for? When somebody just, you know,
Catered.
yeah, sort of not catered to, but kind of like when you take somebody out on a date and they just feel like you supposed to be doing that.
Entitled.
Entitled, yeah.
Oh, okay.
That person
Yeah.
start feeling more entitled to resources, you know what I mean? Because you just really feeding their ego. That's why I even think
Right.
it's important that with raising children, you got to let them know the difference. Like, 'cause they could become extremely spoiled and not have a true connection to what it means to grind, because when that disconnect is there and you're always giving things, you could easily go,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like real quick. So
Boom.
balance is very important.
Yeah.
Teach them why they need to work and get their own money when they get a certain age.
And where did we even start? Cause we did a loop-de-loop right there.
You asked that question and you already know.
Man.
Talk about it don't take much.
I know shit. Hey, my humbling experience for the last, I don't know, what is it, 2-3 weeks. I guess I would have to say just being accepting to not having control of the way my path unfolds.
Through all of your.
Like I think I talked about having a vision on here many a times, and having seen things happen before they happen, and having to go through the turmoil and the long suffering of just kind of watching that carrot dangle in front of you while in the midst of reality, and not really knowing when or how that manifestation is going to, be realized. And, you have it planned out in your head how things are going to happen. Like they said, like, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so I've seen the vision, and I have so many ways in terms of how I think things are going to happen. The Jenga puzzle, which one is going to be the one to, knock the blocks down. But I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And as much as I want to prepare in a particular fashion, and as much as I may want to put one thing over the other and prioritize this over the next, I have no control over it. The only thing I have control over is the talents that I have and the work that I put in.
Right, the production of it,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? And then, of course, the shit that I put out. Because that's also been a thing that's important. Like, it's been a humbling experience to know that so many people support me in so many different ways. And all it really took was to just, put things out. You know what I'm saying?
Straight up.
But, I've always thought that, like, just music was going to happen first. And music could still be the thing that has the biggest impact. But who knows what could be what. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, because I think that's the part that makes it to where you realize, God allows that to make you realize how much you still need him. Because if we had total control over our lives to that extent, there will be no poor person.
Right.
So it's very, very mandatory that we had those experiences to keep us level-headed.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we appreciate those little things,
Right.
Man, it's the journey, bro.
And then on top of that, it's like, man, if you don't keep God in the forefront and really lean on him as much as you can, especially like in the way that I've been attacking things, like you are alone. You know what I'm saying?
You
like,
really are.
I already got to work real hard. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's hard enough with God. You know what I'm saying?
Just imagine.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, please. Like,
that's why I believe that all these evils kick in there. Because now whatever it is to succeed or that that ambition you have, you know, when things get in your way, you know, what limitations do you have on what you're willing to do to get that success?
Man.
So, you know, that's
Get
why
that
we have all type of sexual scandals out there. You know what I'm saying? All type of crazy stuff, you know.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Oh, Lord.
No Diddy.
No Diddy.
That man said no Diddy.
Damn.
No Diddy. That's a trend. That's
But
crazy.
for real, like what you just said, what we talking about?
It
What
leads right
are we
to it.
talking about?
Yep, it leads right into it because it's that Pandora box we was talking about.
Man.
And I'ma always say this: it's not meant to be open. That opening that box, man. Who
Discovering all that truth.
who can
Discovering all
survive?
that
Who can survive that and remain a spirit calm?
If you really out here fighting in the spirit,
I mean, because
That nigga Hero.
I mean, I don't know.
That's a nugget. Though.
But you know,
We'll see. when
yeah,
we get
yeah. On the next, no, no, but no, straight up though, it's tempting. It's too tempting. You know,
it's only. I would say this: it's only crazy if you don't have the knowledge of the Bible.
but see, even with that, does not guarantee you operating in true pureness.
But
That's a fact.
you can't. But that's you operating in your pureness is trying to be perfect,
Yep.
right?
Okay, but that's
Why not?
no, but see, that's what I'm saying. See, because if you're going into it trying to be perfect, you're gonna stumble.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So that's.
But if you know the realness of the Lord and knowing that you are going to fumble regardless,
But it's like
That's a little different
it's
what you said though.
I feel like either way though, it's like if you're an evil person, you could use the fact that you know that you're gonna stumble as a crutch to keep doing evil. And if
Right,
you're
that's a
if
person
you're
that think like that. Yeah.
And if
that's why
you're-
you just said what you said.
yeah, and if you're a good person, then you know you use that to give yourself grace.
Mm,
But
But
God loves me, you know. God knows my heart. We hear that all the time, right? But that person might not ever be changing. They
Yeah.
constantly saying that phrase, but we know that we supposed to be growing. Your character is supposed to be growing.
yeah, that's why.
yeah,
So it could be confusing that I say it to give yourself grace because it's basically almost the same thing as that, but I'm saying it in the sense of as pure as possible, where it's like you really trying your best to strive for perfection, but you know you
Absolutely.
stumble, so you give yourself grace instead of attacking yourself when you do.
No, see,
Or
and that's
attacking
that's
others.
another perspective. The
Yeah.
person that understands that they can grow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
exactly.
Because
That's what I was saying.
yeah.
But you have to but that's the point. That's part of the point of having a distinct pursuit.
Oh, pursuit.
You know what I'm saying? Are you pursuing that purity, or are you pursuing what ultimately just is your selfish desires? You know what I'm saying?
Or the
Because
flesh.
Right.
that's what basically turns it into the evil. You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah.
fact that that's what the pursuit is, and everything else kind of reveals itself around that manifestation. You know what I'm saying? And to his point, when you're getting up higher and you're getting blessings, you can be getting it from one or two sides. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And when you're coming from that perspective of that selfish side, you could be in the no Diddy situation. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. You end up going in that direction because
And you'll still be looking like you're getting blessed because it's coming from something else. You know what I'm saying?
yes,
But it comes
exactly.
with something else too at the same time. So
Exactly.
that's why the matter of your heart and that pursuit has to stay where it is, despite the fact that neither of us are perfect. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Because
Okay.
yeah, man. I mean, it's something to think about.
I mean,
You
that
know,
is, man.
that's
all
why certain
that's-
stuff you know you can't really touch it like that.
Right.
That's why if I get in certain scenes, I'm leaving.
sure.
You see what I'm
For sure.
saying? Like I'm gone.
Sure.
I'm not even sticking around long.
No.
You see what I'm saying? Like straight up. Like don't get up out of there. You know how much I've dodged in my life thinking like that?
I can only
And a lot
imagine.
of times
I've dodged in my life thinking like that.
Yeah, I was just doing it off instinct sometimes. You know, I'd be like at a house party or something, and something in me be like, man, they probably gonna start shooting or something.
Let me go and get up out of here.
Yep, I'm hungry anyway. Hey, y'all ready to go eat something? Just, you know, then we get up out of there. I hear them tomorrow, man, they got shut up. You know what I'm saying?
It's been a couple of instances.
Man, it's been a lot for me.
We are in Little Rock, Arkansas.
You know, and I just talking about in Chicago when I was in Milwaukee.
See, I never got. Oof.
Yeah. I'm talking about up north.
Yeah.
Hey, I ain't really get to do the club thing down here.
Oh well.
By the time I came back here, I was done.
Understood.
Yeah,
right?
I was straight with clubs. It was the same old by that time.
But yeah, man, that's more money, more problems, man.
More money, more problems.
What about the money?
Money. All right. Anyway, you had another good one that we were talking about in the garage the other day.
About
when does the innocence of love in its purity lose its purity?
Oh yeah.
From a young age, something like that. When does the innocence of love lose its purity?
Yeah. So I was speaking in the aspect like, you know, when you was young and that girl you liked when you was in school, and how you really looked at her though, like really,
right?
She was pretty much up here in your head.
In your head, for sure.
You
in
know
your head.
what I'm saying? And somewhere from that, in this period stage, to what you are now.
Can pureness be an infatuation?
I had to think about that one.
Oh, okay. We'll come back to
that.
Can
it be an infatuation? Do you mind expounding on that?
Just as a child, because we don't know what real love is, but they say that children do know or have the purest form of love.
I think that depends on what they're exposed to. And then sometimes I've noticed, like, just out of their pure nature, just being a child, they do be doing certain things that just be like, hey. You know, the kids are very curious, you know. So I've seen it young, you know what I mean? But I don't mean that in a sense of, like,
infatuated.
Groping and
infatuated.
Oh, that's
possessed with an intense but short-lived passion or admiration for someone. Yeah. And an infatuated teenager is the first example that they give.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
So
exactly
I think so look, I think right there is saying a lot. Cause I think the innocence, cause are you saying that at that point in time, is that the moment that the innocence of love turns into infatuation? Can infatuation indeed also be linked into the purity of the love?
I mean, let's think about the relationships that started from high school and they married after high school and they end up staying in that relationship. Think about LeBron James and
but that's no longer infatuation.
Right, but it's gonna start as infatuation.
I think
but infatuation can turn infatuation can turn into something more. It can actually turn into marriage because you're just infatuated, and if they,
you know what, I think I got it. I think that you love somebody that first time, right, and it becomes infatuation because of how short-lived the situation is. Maybe the situation never happens. You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot of
or maybe the situation happens, but because you're young, it doesn't last long. Right. And so it goes from being love to having been infatuation, because you don't know how to receive the rejection, or you don't know how to receive the ending of that relationship, or that access to that person, or that access to that what you thought was love. And so now your reaction isn't in a love type of way. You don't continue to love that person unconditionally, even though things didn't work in your favor. You start to either dislike that person, disassociate from that person, whatever the case is. Whatever it is, it's the opposite of continuing to love that person the same way, regardless of where you stand with that person. So, or regardless of what you got from the situation. And so it then turns from just regular what was love to infatuation, because it was a passionate situation that only lasts for a short amount of time.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, I guess that is one of the places where
It's
the
a turn.
innocence. Yeah, one of the innocence.
It turns, yeah.
It turns. And so that's what's going to be my answer, is the point of rejection. Right? Because most men go on a hunt when they rejected or their heart get broken by a girl.
Yeah.
In a certain way. And y'all know what I'm talking about.
A real hunt.
And I'm talking about every next female come my way, they getting treated like
Yeah.
like it ain't nothing. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. So it's like,
And then in the repercussion of that
Yeah.
is some girl is getting hurt.
Mm-hmm.
She's chasing after a nigga that really don't want her at all.
At
You know
all.
what I'm saying?
Don't want
But
her
he
at
didn't.
all.
But he done did everything that it took to get her into a position to where it makes a little sense for her to feel that way.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And then now they the dogs. You know
No,
what I'm
real
saying?
talk, real
Like,
talk. Because, girls could be very mean in
Ruthless,
school,
Ruthless.
Especially if they, because I was thinking about this. A lot of people talk about, them start getting interested in the opposite sex, feeling like they were born with it. But what about the ones that's not speaking up because they were being rejected? Or maybe they wasn't getting the same attention that other girls were getting.
that's a taboo subject.
Or
they
that
don't
other
like to
guys
talk
were
about.
getting, and so they start having an eye for the other way. You see what I'm saying? Or just gave in to it. I mean, there's so many different scenarios we can come up with. The point is, and even in what you're saying, is exactly what I'm trying to say, is that once you start on that road, that dark road, how you deal with that at that moment is going to determine what's going to enter into your heart. Because resentment, jealousy,
Yeah. Envy.
all type of things can happen at that moment when a person is being rejected at such a young age and don't have no idea of the world yet, or probably can't even explain what they just went through.
Right.
Like this is the beginning of the real world to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So at what point are we saying it's the point of rejection? Is it we know it's the experience, so that's something to think about, man. That's a deep one for sure.
I mean, I feel like it has to be. It has to be. And no, I mean, it absolutely has to be. And I think it happens. Like, I always thought that I tell people, I tell the youth, you know what I'm saying, younger people, I tell people my age too, shit. Like, there was a time where I felt like it was a personal attack towards me.
Mm-hmm.
But then I realized it was nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying?
You can find out the truth, and then it's just all in your head.
Yeah, you know
that's
what
why
I'm
I
saying?
said perception. That's why I said perception of what the rejection and what your perception of why that might have happened. It might be accurate because she was messing with another guy right in front of you. It's different scenarios, but
but
exactly.
But the reaction for a lot of people, and I had this talk with somebody recently too, was like you said, just to become a dog and do this and do that, you know what I'm saying? And I had the same inclination at one point in my life. But somewhere in between there, I was, I'm empathizing with other human beings.
For sure.
And those other human beings are women at a certain point. And because of that, I had to really sit with myself and say, like, as a person, spiritually, what type of energy do you want to put out? What type of energy do you want to bring? what type of person are you really? You know what I'm saying? Like
Straight up.
manipulating people and, you know what I'm saying, getting into all of that whole situation just was not something that spiritually felt good for me. So
Me
you know,
too.
it was
I was
all
the same way.
Straight up.
Even
bro.
though,
That'd be
but you
the
know what?
thing,
No,
man.
there was.
People don't understand that.
But you know what? There was a point in time where, no, I'm kind of lying because
no, that was
there was a point in time where I wanted to really, really be that type of guy.
No, that's what I'm
No,
saying.
we saying that it. That
I'm
we,
saying there was a time where I went through that point you talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Like, I'd rather be bold enough to put myself out there to get hurt and strong enough to take that pain and convert it instead of dishing it out on someone else.
Exactly. Now
Right.
that is control. That's where I'm at, to the point where I can be around somebody and they can not be treating me right, and it don't faze me because I understand what their outcome is, and I understand how I react to that is going to be the difference of if there's something I have to learn in the bad way,
Right.
or I just get to walk out clean with my hands clean. Yeah. Because I don't want to sow anything towards myself. In regards to however you're still acting, if I can walk away from that situation and not have to do anything or have to face any repercussion at all, that's the route I'm going to take. That because that's wisdom. So they might be acting that out. This ain't to no extent of saying letting somebody do something towards you.
Right.
Because I end it right there too. You know, like, hey, no, we're not doing
We
that.
don't do that over here.
Yeah, you
Real
know what
talk.
I mean? But I'm just saying, I ain't finna get all.
Bent out of shape. Bro.
Yeah,
Because like I said,
no, I might even be upset about it. Like, I have emotions on the inside.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna act like, but I'm strong enough to handle that and, like he said, convert it to the extent that, and that's why I be talking to metaphors about having a controlled fire, because that being a God of knowing both good and evil, and everybody think all evil is bad, but anger can become evil, but it might be necessary in certain situations, right? You know, sometimes you might have to be a little aggressive in that situation. Maybe there's a task and everybody's not doing it. Now you got to let a little fire loose to let everybody know that you mean business type stuff, versus where you need to be holding back that fire, or you might be dealing with a female who might have, you know, some catastrophic events that happen in her life, and knowing how to manage that and still get your point across without hurting that person. See, that's a controlled fire. You know what I'm saying? Because as men, we supposed to be able to manage personalities. You know, especially if you're talking about getting in the business world.
Right.
Because, you know, you're going to have personnel. How can you keep them going on a daily basis? You know, that's a very hard task. You know, especially for people who may not even feel like working. You know, just want the money, but, you know.
Don't want to do the work, right?
Yeah, how do you get people to adopt your vision as their own?
Believe in the mission.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, man, it's a lot with that, but yeah, it goes deep, man. I mean, I've seen it on so many different levels. That's why I act the way I act. For real.
I can understand that.
Yeah, man, because I just seen people, man, do something and laugh and think it's all good. And 2 or 3 years later, I see something happen to them, and that same person be like, why me? And I'll be thinking in my head like, well, dang, I do remember when you did this and did that.
Snicker,
And like, I don't know if you ever repented or had any type of remorse for what you did. You know, I don't know if this is your.
That's why I wasn't tripping when them
seeds you
niggas
sold
stole
to
my
yourself.
shit.
Yeah,
Them
you know what
niggas
I'm
stole
saying?
my motherfucking mixing board out the stores, my keyboards and shit. But I was like,
Yeah.
I did used to rob niggas' whips.
Seriously.
I did used to do that.
That's like when my car got stolen.
I feel
That's the first thing my mind went to. I was like, I started thinking about it. I was like, he probably was in one of my situations when I was like stuck and I did that to get back home. And the way they say they found my car, I know that's exactly what it was. That bro was lost. and he was far away from home. I ain't gonna say he was lost, but he was far away from home.
Yeah.
And he seen that and was like, oh. He probably was like, thank you, God. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
For real. Think about it from his angle.
Hey, straight up.
And God was like, man, this one time, only because this
I
nigga,
know this guy.
Exactly.
But you know what?
Okay, he's gonna.
I didn't think he stole nothing, but he did.
Huh?
What did he say?
He stole my Jordans.
Oh,
All of them.
Oh,
Now you notice I've been wearing the same shoes.
Yeah.
But every other color.
Yeah.
That's why I've been wearing them, because he stole all the shoes.
Not the Jordans.
All
man.
of them.
The Jordans.
He took some of my hats too.
Oh, he was really thanking God, bro.
Oh yeah. That's why I said that.
Lord, thank you. Thank you, Lord.
Nigga said we done came a long way.
He said, man, we came up.
We up.
That's
He
crazy.
was like, thank you, heaven. No, for real though. It's real.
But I guess that's having the love of God, huh? When it matures into.
Well, I think
yeah.
I think that it's the human experience of being a God to lose the innocence of the love that you have as a young person. And then the experience of life is to regain that godlike love despite having to be human. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, there's the other people too that kind of not having your experience as a black male. I'll say it like that.
Yeah.
But even there is some black males too that have a really, really good life, and I'm speaking from a Christian aspect of seeing these type of families that kind of like live in a very sheltered world.
Yeah.
You know, I think they are a little exception.
I don't because you know there's a lot of fake stuff that goes on in some of those types of families.
No, I didn't mean it in that way. I ain't mean it in that way. It's like as far as your totality point, it was a little point in there that I was.
Oh, what point?
I didn't forget it now. There was a little point in there that I was like, made me think of that. But your whole point is absolutely correct. You know what I'm saying?
And everybody doesn't always make it to that other side of the God side of love. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, real talk, man. I mean, think about those people that's bitter, man, and they and probably try to get a girlfriend as much as they can, and just can never really have no success. You know what I'm saying? That's people. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, I said the wrong word, exception. Just maybe a different. It's almost like an exception to an extent of what I was trying to say. But anyway, yeah, those different things that they dealing with at that moment like that, I just feel like it's almost inevitable, like the point that you're driving. It's like we have to go through that fire in order to mature. Like we said, that character might be built. When I was thinking about the person, you know, their fire might be a little different. But, you know, I hear certain stories, and, you know, there's some people who haven't been through a whole lot. They got a degree, got a job, and they go home every day. Yeah. And there's an experience that they haven't experienced that I'm saying. Oh, yeah. That might be a little bit more detrimental to other people. But their vices might be a little bit more different. Like they stealing at the job, stealing people food out the refrigerator or something, you know. Just dealing with something, though. Like, no, for real.
Yeah, like, I mean, I just seen something where Will Smith was talking about, like, there's a point where you buy everything, you have kids, you have this and that, and none of that makes you happy. Because you have to make you happy. Like, you have to decide to be happy. And that's part of it. Like, happiness and accepting the abundance of love that exists and recognizing it is like a part of the journey. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, at first when you're young, you don't know that there's levels of disappointment. You don't know that you're not gonna get everything. You know what I'm saying? And
that breaking.
Yeah, and so you just keep getting hit, you keep getting disappointed, and sometimes you you turn the other way. Instead of having a God love, you hurting other people out of the pain that you have.
Right.
And that restarts your cycle over and over again. So now you going
Right.
20, 30 years
In a rut.
never having really loved properly or been loved properly or known what love actually is.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? That's something that somebody is gonna have to deal with. Where somebody else's situation, they grew up, everything was good, but they had everything, but they were taught that that's where love was, and that's not where love is. You know what I'm saying? So
Right,
they're still devoid of love in another way. They may not have even never been hurt. They may have had a marriage that was set up for them, and they got somebody that loves them in a stereotypical way. But they just never discovered the God love too. You know what I'm saying? So it's everybody's journey to be disappointed and then find out how to accept that disappointment as a part of the journey and realize that, you know what I'm saying, it's blessings on the other end and that love is everywhere and this and that, you know.
Right.
No, that's it. And all that bears down to one thing. God is not mocked. For whatever man sow up, so shall he reap. He who sow into the flesh shall reap corruption, and he into the spirit everlasting life. It all bears down to that. Everything we talking about.
Mm.
And it's three things that we all deal with. And that's lust of the eyes, lust of the flesh, and the pride of life. So those three things along with those other two what I'm talking about is always with us.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? No matter what, even till we die, that's gonna be with us, and it's really getting up control. That's why when another topic we bringing up real quick, I done missed the conversation. When I talk to men, they be talking about polygamy and having different women. I'm always telling them, yeah, kings had multiple wives. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But the idea is to have control.
Boom. And if you ain't got control, you can't handle that shit.
Yeah, because it's also a deep
can't
saying
handle
that such men don't have a lot of control of his desires.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But the one that can have one, you know, he's more focused
On the bigger picture.
Yeah. That's some other spiritual stuff that's deep within the knowledge of reading that knowledge, so to speak. Sort of what the old Hebrew scholars were commenting on when it came to Holy Scriptures. You know, they got a whole nother section, kind of like the jurisprudence, that explains, you know, the language, the Semitic language within the Bible. You know, when they speak in singular plural, passive plural, you know, these are more words used in a more poetic way. So seas of seas, you know what I'm saying? That's to show the expansion of how vast that sea might be. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it gets deep. It gets deep. I ain't gonna go there, but man, look, I'm telling you,
Hey,
that thing go deep.
magistrates.
Yeah, man.
Shout
Lord
out
of Lords.
Shout out to the magistrates out there, man.
Lord of Lords.
Shout out to all the polygamists and the polygynists out there. We see y'all too. Niggas ain't saying nothing crazy about y'all. Don't even worry about that, man. Y'all enjoy yourselves. Some of y'all do got focus and all that other stuff.
Hey, if God bless it, let it be.
Hey, listen, hey, look at me. Look at me in my eyes. If God bless it, let it be. Y'all gotta get that through y'all head. See, that's the problem with some of y'all. See, y'all, just like we've been saying this whole time, y'all want it to be in your hands.
Preach.
It ain't in your hands. Man, I'm off of it, man.
Man, look.
I'm off of it. What else? LeBron went 9 for 10 from 3, dog.
Great transition.
While we on it.
Great
Like,
transition.
it's not
to
in
the NBA.
It's not in your hands, man. It's not it. Only God can make something happen like that.
Steph
You
who,
understand what I'm saying? 90% from 3, dog.
Steph who?
Yeah, I know.
Steph ain't never missed just 1 3.
40 points at 40. I mean, he almost 40, but you know what I'm saying?
That man was 90%.
I forgot. I think
Come on, dog.
it was against one of the weakest
And the way he was
teams,
releasing
too,
it that game, too.
It was from the it was in the fourth quarter.
Hey, he
most
did
of it.
this one lean, though, where he kind of leaned his body to the side.
Yeah. Oh man,
Stop.
wait,
You know,
wait,
hey, when
Oh,
you
man,
start
wiggle,
when
bro.
you start releasing it like that, you feeling a little jiggy.
he was feeling it, dog.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
got to.
He was feeling it, man.
You got to. That's that shooter's touch where he
Yeah,
just
bro.
come off the fingertips.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it's
a wrap.
about that time, bro. Playoffs is almost here, bro. It's
Playoffs.
almost here. I'm gonna have this episode.
What are y'all
out soon, too.
predictions about what y'all done seen all year?
Ain't nobody two-peating. I tell you that right now. New champion alert.
Uh-oh.
All I gotta tell you this
That
is
shots at Denver already.
all I gotta say is this, man. Blindfolded in the dark, in the middle
Take
of
a shot.
space. You know what I'm saying? Just floating in the middle of space. I'm gonna always shoot the same shot in the same direction, omnidirectionally.
Right. He said,
LA, baby.
Lakers
LA.
for the ring,
To the
bro.
final.
Fuck is y'all talking about,
Taking it
man?
all.
Wake it up. We would sleep the Dragons back. You know what I'm saying? Like, we took a minute off. What I ain't say 9 for 10 for nothing.
Come
We
on
coming
now.
for heads and we cutting them off.
About a time chamber.
And we sending them back to your king. You understand?
sending them back
in
to
the
your
basket.
king in the basket.
Hey, listen, bro.
What has been the biggest
Lakers
bust
in
this
5.
season?
Baby. Say what?
What's been the biggest bust this season?
The biggest bust.
I that's a little overboard. Okay. What has been a little like? What has been a disappointment that you thought was gonna like run the league? I said it like that. Not a big bust.
I didn't have any big
Lakers.
expectations. You said Lakers. I know
You
why
ain't
too.
had no big expectations on nobody, not even Dame them.
Okay, only person I'm disappointed in, to be honest, is Anthony Davis. Continue.
No, you know what? No, you got a point there. I did expect it more out of Milwaukee, but I did say that they needed some time to gel, though. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not surprised.
Okay.
A lot of teams traded their rosters early in the season. Really,
They
changed
did
the
trade
way
a lot of their
look
rosters
the
early in the
league
season.
Looked so I couldn't even. I think it's more to talk about on the who surprised you side. Orlando, the Knicks. Them
I
two
saw
off the
Orlando
top of
coming,
my
though.
head. I mean, yeah, I did.
He saw Orlando coming. I like Pablo.
Well, I
but that was-
knew when they got him, but he's just a prototype. He got a.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna.
They still got.
I don't know
Markelle
what he can
Fultz
turn
there.
into. He got work to do, but he has a lot of potential. I saw the potential early. If he put in the work,
Well, they got Franz Wagner brothers,
The Wagner brothers, yeah.
Suggs, and
They got some pieces basically, but the biggest shocker and disappointment to me, everybody, is the Suns. The Suns.
I was personally disappointed before they started playing. I said they ain't got no defense. Like, that's the first thing I said.
That's number one, and number two is just like, how do you take that many mid-range shots as a team?
Well, I mean, their whole team.
You only got 2 shooters that's really shooting, and how is O'Neal getting the better percentage?
Their team been not together all year.
True
Let's
enough.
just say that for sure.
and see, that's what I'm saying. No chemistry. We're not really gelling like that because at that moment of when plays get broken up, how many are resetting and going off the fly and creating plays?
And who can create those plays?
Yeah, exactly. So it's
effectively,
like, man, look.
consistently.
I tell you, so far for me, it's the Warriors. That's one I can think of.
Warriors have been. They should have broke that up
When
last
they
year.
started in the middle of the season playing their entire bench for 2 quarters, at the end of like third and fourth
Yeah,
quarter,
third and fourth quarters. Yeah,
I was like, it's up. It's
it's a
over.
wrap.
Like, they
But
not-
it's about time, man. All dynasties have to be broken up at some point.
Absolutely.
At some point.
Yeah.
But it's sad that there isn't one right now, unless it's just we're waiting on chemistry to
I
build.
mean, Denver is still nice. We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know
Wait
nothing till
Somebody
playoffs
got a
happen.
2P for me to believe anything.
Yeah.
Right.
That's just the old school in me. Whatever. I don't care.
I mean,
Somebody got
if
to 2P.
Joel Embiid was healthy, dog,
Shout out to Joel coming back.
man, listen, bro, that dude right there, bro,
He's a problem.
I mean, he deserves a ring.
he can
needs
get,
a better
he can get one.
He need
better
a team
shooting guard.
bad.
He
a
need
better shooting
he
guard.
need what's his name to step the fuck up.
Tobias Harris.
Thank you.
Please do
I've been saying
something.
that.
Step up,
on a
dog.
consistent basis.
He's been consistent. The way he is.
Consistently mid.
Yep.
Consistently mid.
Yep.
That's whack, bro. Step it up.
That's him.
Get us mid is not
that's
that's
him,
average,
dog.
brother. We need a
You know what?
above
You know what? I
average.
take it back because you getting old, bro. I can't hold everybody to the
Yeah,
LeBron
bro.
standard. It's the LeBron standard.
See, we going back to what I was talking
That man
about.
getting old, bro.
He didn't
LeBron
he
ain't
put a
he ain't
whole nother
LeBron.
standard
Bro.
up.
Yeah, like that nigga
everybody
just a
gotta live
regular
up to.
dude, man. He ain't the same nigga he was with the Clippers, man.
He
Nah,
not.
man, he
Or
been-
when he was with the Magic.
How long you been in the league?
Shit, at least
12
at
years,
least
12 or 11 years.
He looked like it because he a step slower than what he
Yeah,
used to
man.
be.
Yeah, bro. It's my bad, bro. I be forgetting, bro. You blame that nigga, man.
You know, I'm like, at this point, he's stuck at where he's at.
It's
I can
decline
only see a
time.
decline, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's
Hey, man.
if he don't show me
turn into
nothing
Ray
else,
Allen on these boys. Show them what
Yeah.
it is.
No,
please,
seriously.
dude, dog. Like,
Turn into Ray Allen on
Seriously.
these
Team
boys,
easy.
man.
but they got
3-and-D.
campaign. They got campaign. Did they get Pat Bev too? They got Pat Bev too.
They
I
did.
think.
Mr. Defense.
No, I thought,
And then they got Buddy Hield.
They do. Buddy Hield is
so
nice.
Pat is over there. I thought he was with Milwaukee.
Nah, he left Milwaukee. No. He is Milwaukee.
Yeah, he is
got
with
traded
Milwaukee.
from
Yeah.
Philly.
Yeah, that's what I.
That's what it was,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So they got campaign and they got Buddy Hield. Do they have what's his name? The GOAT, Kyle Lowry.
Yeah, they got caught. The go to Canada, Kyle Lowry.
Kyle Lowry.
The champion, dog.
And I was right. Kyle Lowry did used to play for Houston. I know I wasn't tripping.
Yeah, that nigga
did.
globetrotting right
Yup.
now, man.
Long time ago. Way
Hey,
back
y'all
in
better
the day.
hurry up for it's too late, man. Get that man his flowers. Get your Kyle Lowry jersey, man.
Get your Kyle Lowry jersey.
Mike Lowry.
Hall of Famer.
Oh, man. Listen, we're at almost at an hour. We did it.
We did it. We did it.
We did it. Shout out Kyle Lowry, bro. Shout out LeBron James, bro. Shout out everybody on the Mount Rushmore. All
Hey,
them dudes
I got a
included.
question, man. So, and this is a testament to, if you haven't watched the last pod, please watch it. J Mark got his manga out,
Oh yeah. Nice, thank you.
Valley of the Kings. Also,
Hey, go
there's a
grab that. Go
website,
grab that, man. Go grab
and we
that
got
over there.
merch. I don't know why it's not on the table, but next episode we got you.
Next time, I'll just be.
He be moving too fast. Anyway, so you gave us a little bit, or probably a better detail of the process of what you was going through. But just a quick snippet before we get up out of here. That part of your vision, how much has it been a testament to like the work ethic for everything else?
Very good question.
Thank you.
How much has the book been a testament?
Mm-hmm. Because like I told you, bro, you was on that thing for 5 months. I literally watched you.
I was.
So, like going through all of that work, was you in certain days? Was you just like, man, when this is done, I'm definitely gonna get to this part of what I do, the music, and then this part, because now you've been making more music, you've been doing more fit videos.
You know what? Yeah, no, all of that is like. All right, guys. I hope I'm not tooting the horn crazily. But that tooting my own horn, you know what I'm saying? But like that's definitely a testament. Like the book is for sure, but then what happens after, and I feel like maybe even what happened before too with the podcast, all of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But with the book for sure, I feel like you got to see it like full stop. Cause it was like every moment you turn around, I'm sitting there drawing or doing something related to that. Where I'll go to your house, I go somewhere, I got the iPad out and I'm drawing.
Mm-hmm.
But like that's how I think, and that's how I've been working for a long time with everything that I do. And I've sacrificed a lot of time. I've sacrificed a lot of relationships so many things that I look back on at almost 30 and be like, where'd the time go? You know what I'm saying?
Woo! Right.
But it's because of the laser focus that I had just like in that 5 months. And at that time, it was like I needed to hurry up and get that one part of my brain done and out the way so that I can move to where I am now. This next part where I have to focus on the music, because the vision that I keep talking about has all these different moving parts and cogs going in the machine. And as the factory worker managing all of this stuff to make this machine move, I gotta take all the energy that somebody would typically take in a factory,
right,
working for 12 hours a day,
and put it into
this drawing right now, scripting, writing lyrics, making a beat, you know what I'm saying, this and that. And I have to manage to juggle each one of those cogs so that nothing stops moving for too long. And so, like, that's a testament, obviously, that 5 months. And then it doesn't stop. It just goes from another 6 months of me focusing intensely on something else so that we can get that much closer to seeing the full picture. Like, a lot of people see the work that I did on that one book, and I guess for some of them it seems like, I don't want to say an accomplishment or a feat necessarily, but something of that magnitude. And to me, because I know where the vision is, I see who the people are that I look up to, that I think greatness is being exuded by, and I say I fall extremely short with what I've done so far and everything that I've done so far. And so in order to realize my greatness, despite what others may see right now, I have to put in that level of work and not even get too proud or prideful of the little accomplishments that I make along the way. So that book is a big thing for me because it's a step towards the journey.
Right.
But I haven't even taken the second step, and there's so many more paces to go before I even reach the fork in the road.
Reach a whole step. You heard that there's paces before you reach a step. That's crazy.
And on that note, folks, no.
But that's real though, because just all of that work. Same thing with you, Unc. What you doing?
Man,
a lot of work to take the next step.
It's a lot of
work. A lot of work. Step. And it, like, a lot of people think just the steps are the work, and it's like, no, there's a lot of work in between those steps, man.
And for a lot of people, because of where they're called and where they allow themselves to be taken and how much of a vision they've been given, sometimes it is just that 1 or 2 steps. And that is enough to sustain them for life. It's enough to give them a family and all the things that they hope for and dream for. But fortunately and unfortunately, the gift and the curse is that he and I asked for so much, and we were put in a position to see so much, and fortunately and unfortunately, we accepted the task.
Straight up.
You know what I'm saying? So it just means that there's much more that we have to do than the average person typically does, and we don't necessarily have to, but we have to. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta be servers.
Yeah, buddy, because at the end, whatever it is you ain't doing, and whoever that was going to serve, they miss out. Because you didn't do your part.
Yeah.
Straight like that, people.
Yeah, so do your part, man. Subscribe to the Humbler podcast. Like nigga, do your part, bro. Follow us, bro. Follow us on Instagram and follow every single one of our handles, bro. L part. Productions with a Z. Jamar James with a Z.
AJ Too Cold.
No Z.
No
with a 2.
But with a K.
T'd up right. Straight up, man.
Straight up, bro. We'll see y'all on the next episode, man.
Peace.
Yeah.